stuck in your seat, you're staring at the sky, and you feel nauseated, you feel lightheaded, and you have blurred vision, and you're about to lose consciousness. So what's wrong? Are you sick? No, you're a pilot in inertia. You have just experienced what many pilots endure every time they perform an air show. And airshow pilots endure this and other symptoms because of the G-force pushing against their bodies every time they perform aero acrobatics. So today I'd like to share with you about the greatest air show in the planet, which is the Oshkosh Air Show. And it's officially known as the EAA AirVenture Show. And it's the world's largest annual gathering of aviation enthusiasts held each summer at Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And this event is presented by the Experimental Aircraft Association, which is a national and international organization based in Oshkosh. So the Oshkosh Air Show is the greatest air show in the world because of three reasons. It is the most attended, it contains the most aircraft of any air show, and it has the longest duration air show. And it's an American air show with the greatest display of aeronautical technology and enough excitement to last the whole week. So my first reason I'd like to share with you about Oshkosh being the greatest air show in the world is because it's the most attended. And according to airventure.org, attendance is estimated between 800,000 to 1 million. And attendees camp in the EAA campgrounds, which is an area close to the Whitman Regional Airport. And if you can just imagine RVs to home 1,000 people in one enclosed area. So at the same time, this is the greatest RV gathering in the world for this event. Now also more than 4,000 volunteers contribute approximately 250,000 hours before, during, and after the event. And according to the EAA AirVenture Facts, also from airventure.org, approximately 1,100 portables are used to accommodate all these 1 million people plus the 4,000. So you have 1,100 portables, and they estimate that 2 million rolls of toilet paper are used just in 1 week. So besides being the most attended, it's the show with the most aircraft. So that brings me to my second point. The second reason why the Oshkosh Air Show is the greatest in the world is because it contains the most aircraft. Over 10,000 aircraft attend the show every year, and this is according to the Chicago Tribune. And they have airplanes and helicopters. They have airplanes such as the Bell Boeing B-22 Osprey, which is pretty much like a hybrid of a helicopter and a plane. It can take off and land just like a helicopter, but it can also fly just like a plane. They also have the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, which is the most famous jet fighter in the world. And they also have planes such as the AirStar-71, which has the highest altitude in the world. It has the world record for the highest altitude flight, basically. And they also have helicopters such as the Erickson Aircrane, which many of you might remember from the movie Swordfish, when the helicopter lifts up the bus and flies over the building. And they also have the Sikorsky S-300 Charlie, which is the most common helicopter that people learn to fly in. And they also have a Sikorsky Firefly, which is an all-electric helicopter. Now for helicopters, that's a big deal. Now they also have unique aircraft, such as the Red Bull Super Helicopter. And as I want to demonstrate with my 3D visual aid here, this Super Helicopter is unique because it can do rolls just like a plane, which was impossible for a helicopter before, and it can do a loop in such a manner, just like a plane. And before this Red Bull Super Helicopter, it was impossible for helicopters to perform that. And this is actually not the Red Bull helicopter. This is just a CH-47 Chinook for the United States Army, just my visual aid. And they also have a gentleman by the name of Glenn Martin who demonstrated his personal jetpack. Now he calls it the Martin jetpack, and if you can imagine, this jetpack allows you to fly just like Iron Man. So that's awesome. And they have so many aircraft at this gathering that the airport's control tower is the busiest control tower in the world for this 1 week. And FAA air traffic controllers, such as Bob Emerson, say, and I quote, "Working the EA AirVenture is the Super Bowl of air traffic control. Now, aside from Oshkosh containing the most aircraft, it's also the greatest show in the world because it runs the longest. So that brings me to my third point, which is the longest lasting air show. And this air show lasts one whole week. So that's 7 full days of aviation from sunrise to sunset. And also, just last year in 2011, they performed the first ever night show, adding to this long week of excitement. And the show typically begins on the last Monday of July, and it goes into the first couple of days of August. So back in the States, we just spaced it by a couple of days. So we have seen all the great characteristics that make the Oshkosh Gray Show, or the Oshkosh Air Show, the greatest show in the world. So in conclusion, the Oshkosh Air Show is the greatest show in the world because it is the most attended, it contains the most aircraft of any air show, and is the longest lasting air show. And although the fun of the Oshkosh Air Show only lasts 1 week, the experience, the excitement, the fun, the memories can last you a lifetime. So if you never attended an air show, I encourage you to. It's a lot of fun. Even if you're not into aviation, you might like it. Just like Matt Anger. I like to share his story from a personal interview with Sienna Kosman when we learn about Matt Anger's story, which is in 1998, Matt Anger was a busy high school senior. He was involved in athletics, getting ready to go to a business school in the fall. But when he took his first trip to the Oshkosh Air Show, his life was changed. Everything in his life was changed forever. He said, I was kind of kicking and screaming on the way over there because my parents forced me to go. And I realized that it was a very bad idea. But I did it. And I was hooked. I loved it. So only a few weeks before he was to leave to Point Loma Nazarene University to study business, Matt decided that he was meant to do something else with his life. He said, I don't want to go there anymore and study business. I want to fly. So after 14 years, a few jobs, a lot of determination and passion, Matt Anger is now a pilot for the United States Air Force, and he flies the C-5 Galaxy transport aircraft.